All right, get out your cookware, a large pan, and a large pot. You're also going to get 48 pierogi frozen bag, a knife, cutting board, an onion, olive oil, and of course, kielbasa or kibasi. I don't know how you actually say it. You're going to start by filling that big pan with olive oil just to coat the bottom and set your stove to 2. All right, we're going to fill this pot with water, just enough to cover up the pierogies. So you can see this one's about halfway and my pierogies are covered. So we're good to go. Let's turn up the stove to about medium. So for me, that's right around the 6. And we're just going to let this water boil. Make sure it doesn't boil over. Time to cut up our onion. And you are going to want to get one of these. It is a rub away bar. It's the best thing my husband's ever got. Whenever you're cooking with onions, garlic, anything, it takes away that smell. Oh my goodness. See, I cannot even smell on my hands at all. So put your garlic in here with your onion in the pan with the stove already on. That burner's going for a little bit and the oil's in there. As we do this, let's go ahead and cut up the sausage. So you can use any type of sausage that looks like this. Some people prefer Italian, others prefer Polish, so your call. As long as it's consistency, it'll cook the same. So the biggest thing we're going to do is watch these onions. Until they're perfectly brown or just the way we want them, we cannot add in our kielbasa. So this is about the amount I'm using. This will make enough for, well, we eat big portions. We eat 7 each. So I'm going to cook half of them. And 1 onion will handle about half of those, as well as with the spices and everything we use. So you'll see. Spices are actually literally just going to be the onion, and that's it. You'll eat it with the corn. If you do check out the recipe I have for oven roasted corn, they actually really complement each other perfectly. So as you see, I'm kind of stirring these. It's going to depend on how much you have your stove turned up, but I don't recommend rushing it. And then I do stir the pierogies really, really gently, just so they don't stick together. But when they're done, they'll cook to the top. So keep stirring this. I kind of push mine to the outsides just to keep it off that direct heat, but do what you can do based on the cookware you have. I'll show you. They're almost ready. So I also like to go ahead and set up my plates as well as my Tupperware. I will have some leftovers, so I have some extra Tupperware out, which I love. If you have a big family, this is perfect. Water is not quite boiling, so we're going to turn that up. And keep stirring those onions. I don't have anything in here except for olive oil and onions. All that extra is just the grease. You may want to put your fan on your kitchen. And I remembered to show you the oven roasted corn. So I do have a video for that. Check it out too. But look at our onions. They are ready to go. Just browned enough. So now I kind of push everything toward the outside, and then you can put your sausage inside here, kielbasa, sausage, whatever you're using, and mix it all up. We're going to try to get this a little bit browned as well before we add the pierogies. But yeah, the pierogies are also going in here. That's why I always get the biggest pan I can find. So these are finally boiling. You know they're done when they come up to the top. So I shut it down. I do leave these in the water. The reason I leave them in the water is because otherwise they will just stick together if you drain them and stick them in a pan. So you're going to be able to just drain it on the side and add it to our pan as we go. So I know some people like to warm them in the oven. I recommend just leaving it in here, cooking it all as you go. So you can see a little bit of brownness. It's just about ready to add our pierogies. Just one more quick look at this corn though. Oh, it's so good. I want to show you how to make that too. And there we go. So those are good to go. In a minute, we're probably going to go ahead and just shut off the stove and let them sit. There we go. Let's let it sit. All good to go there. So you are still going to want to stir these every once in a while just so they don't get sticky. But other than that, you'll be just about ready to put them in here. So these are browning a lot more. I'm just doing this as I go so you can get a really good idea of what you're looking at. But this is a great family meal, makes a lot, also gives you leftovers, which is awesome. I know we love leftovers. Those easy 2-pan meals that you can make that should last a couple times throughout the week. That'll be awesome and a real time saver later. So just like we did with the onions, push everything toward the outside. And here we go. We're going to drain these on the side. I'm not going to go get a strainer or anything. Less dishes, less mess. I'm going to be able to put a bunch of these in there because I have a huge, huge pan. Probably about 7 of them are going to fit in here. So again, try to drain most of the water. If you do get some, it's not going to be the end of the world. It'll just kind of cook in there, and there's enough of all of the juices, and then just some of that olive oil is still in there. So drain as much as you can, but you can see these are pretty wet going in here. I didn't dry them off or anything. And it's really easy to do. I love these wooden spoons because they don't get hot, they don't burn. You can just rest them on the sides of the pans and not have to deal with spoon drip. And I do get any sort of, I use Promises a lot, but this is just a smart balance. Those healthier options for butter will work just fine. Or if you want regular butter, it's probably going to be even better. I just put 1 little spoonful in for each helping of these. So I put in here. So as you can see, we've got 7 of these in there, and I'm just going to flip them all. And you can see they'll kind of start to get a little bit harder, which is awesome. That's what you're wanting. It just makes them almost more like a dumpling. And these are just the regular 3 cheese pierogies, but you can do them with any kind. There are a lot of different blend pierogies. I love the Mrs. T ones. I've been eating them for years, and I think they are the best. And I do also use the Polish kielbasa with the pierogies because pierogies are a Polish meal. So I just think it stays consistent, but I have done it with Italian sausage too, and that is the preference of my father. So way to go, Dad. Mixing the Italian and Polish. My dad's Italian and my mom's Polish. So why not combine the two for an amazing meal? But I prefer this to be with Polish kielbasa. Of course, I can't say it. Kielbasa, kielbasa. Again, repeat the steps until you've got all of those pierogies done. But in between, you are going to want to go ahead and stir everything just so it doesn't start to burn. Because don't forget, your pan is probably really hot at this point. So again, let's repeat those steps. So we're going to get our pierogies in the center there again. Let's do it. And the butter. Round 2. It's going to take a bunch to get these done though. These are going to be so tasty. Oh my goodness. So we've already plated them. Super easy to plate. And then one more quick glimpse at that finished oven roasted corn. Sometimes I make these a little crispier even, but it just depends what you're looking for. And there is the meal all together. Yum! I hope you love these recipes. Check out the links below for that rub away bar. It is the best thing ever. Thanks for cooking.